Padan Sargamandrita Sri Shakta. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalaka Chakshurumiltam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishnapadaya Paresi Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswate Bhagavate Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishnapadaya Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namo Sri Varshavanavi Devi Dayataya Pabde Sri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namaste Namaste Gauravani Sumte Rupanu Gaviridhapa Pasithan Vantari Panchakalpataru Vasikripas Patitanam Pavane Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prayapudaya Panchatattva He Krishna Karuna Sindhina Bhakta Kanchana Gaura Kirade Javan Sri Jaitam Shurto Pampur Sarvase Padam Bodha Vidya Katani Vimadatna Karsimas Shradha Shri Sriman Rasa Saram Vrindaya Tulsidevaya Krishnavati Devi Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Everybody Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Everybody chant Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram.
Ram 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 Hare.
So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 4, Text 15. So whoever has books, kindly repeat after me. Sa eva
So eva
varnashrami
varnashramiभिः
kratubhir bhuri dakshinai
क्रतुभिर्भूरि दक्षिणैः
ijyamano havir bhagan
युज्यमानो हविर्भागान्
agrahit svena tejasa.
अग्रहीत्स्वेन तेजसा.
Being worshipped, translation by Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Being worshipped by sacrifices offered with great gifts by those who strictly followed the principles of Varna and Ashrama. Hiranyakashipu, instead of offering the shares of obligation to the demigods, accepted them himself. It is the present day situation also. Everybody is doing yajna, they are offering taxes, this and that. But the government, instead of offering further to Krishna and purify those offerings, they end up taking and doing all Ugra karmic activities. And Hiranyakashipu, he took it everything himself. He never gave it to further to the big gods or anybody. This is the nature of the demons. The demons always want to, the ball ends at them. It doesn't go further to Krishna. Similarly, in our little life, household life, this and that, our goal should be offered to Krishna. Yajna should be performed to please Krishna. Our cooking, our making garlands, our making dress, whatever it is, everything should be done with a view to please Krishna. Then we are hale and healthy and happy. Otherwise, we'll also suffer. Text 16, please repeat. Akrishta
अकृष्टः
पच्याम
पच्यां
तस्यासीत्
तस्यासीत्
सप्त
सप्त
द्विपवती
द्विपवती
मही
मही
तथा कामदुग्धगावो
तथा कामदुग्धगावो
नानाश्चर्यपदं नभः
नानाश्चर्यपदं नभः.
Translation: as if in fear of Hiranyakashipu, the planet Earth, which consists of 7 islands, delivered food grains delivered food grains without being plowed. Thus it resembled cows like the Surabhi of the spiritual world, or the Kamadruga of heaven. The earth yielded sufficient food, grains, the cows supplied abundant milk, and the outer space was beautifully decorated with wonderful phenomena. Now, all these things, positive things, are seemingly happening out of fear of Lord Hiranyakashipu. They have to give Lord everything to the utmost, otherwise he will punish them very severe. Text 17. Ratna karascha ratnaugams. Please repeat. Haribol. Ratna karascha ratnaugams. Haribol Shamrasika Puja.
Yes, Prabhuji. रत्नाकराश्च रत्नो
Gams.
tat
Patnyas chohur urmivi.
तत्पत्न्यश्चोः उर्मिभिः
Shara Siddhu Gritas Shaudra
क्षारसिद्धुधृतक्षोत्र
Dadi Kshiramritodakaha.
दधि क्षीरामृतोदकः.
Translation: by the flowing of air waves, the various oceans of the universe, along with their tributaries, the rivers, which are compared to their wives, supplied various kinds of gems and jewels for Hiranyakashipu's use. These oceans were the oceans of salt water, sugarcane juice, wine, clarified butter, milk, yogurt, and sweet water. The water of the seas and the oceans of this planet, of which we have experience, are salty. But other planets within the universe contain oceans of sugarcane juice, liquor, ghee, milk, sweet water. The rivers are figuratively described as wives of the ocean and seas because they glide down to the ocean and seas as tributaries, like the wives attached to their husband. Modern scientists attempt various excursions to other planets, but they have no information of how many different types of oceans and seas there are within the universe. According to their experience, the moon is full of dust, but this does not explain how it gives us soothing rays from a distance of millions of miles. As far as we are concerned, we follow the authority of Vyasadeva and Sukadeva Goswami, who have described the universal situation according to the Vedic literature. These authorities differ from modern scientists who conclude from the imperfect sensual experience that only this planet is inhabited by living beings, whereas the other planets are full of vacant or full of dust. So we can see one thing is the rivers are considered the wives of the oceans and seas, and they are flowing towards the ocean like the wife attached to the husbands. The wife is looking forward to in welcoming the husband back to home when he comes back in the evening. Because of attachment. They want to make sure everything is comfortable for them, and the wife is also satisfied when she sees that her services are being received by the husband properly. That is one thing. Now, regarding other planets, our modern scientists, they say it's a bunch of dust. But it is very doubtful if they at all went to that planet. Moon is so much more further than the sun. It takes more time to go to the moon than to the sun planet. And we can see by common reasoning, these planets are maintaining so many things of this moon and sunshine and so many other planets. They're maintaining this planet Earth. So how can somebody who's maintaining the other lower level planet, when if he has no power of maintenance? Just like it is said, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Yako Bahunam Yogidatikama. We are conscious, the Supreme Lord is conscious, but he is conscious of all living things. Our consciousness is only spread within our body, but the Lord's consciousness is spread all over the bodies, all the planets, everywhere. And Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam, what is it called? Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. And then he becomes the chief of the maintainers, Nityo Nityana. He is the chief of all the living entities. He is eternal, and the Lord is also eternal. But how does he become the chief? Because he maintains and supplies the needs of every living entity. So from this definition, we can understand how the sun and the moon, they are maintaining us. And if the maintainer has nothing to offer except whatever they think is offering, some dust, then it's foolishness. Foolishness. That's why it takes a great conviction, great understanding of the Shastras. We have to see according to the Shastra. Shastra Shakshu, not by direct sense perception. But if you see things by direct sense perception, then we will be cheated. Because the senses are imperfect. They commit mistakes. They get illusion. And they cheat. These four things are in a conditioned soul. So if anybody is doing things by direct sense perception, then is bound to make mistakes. Like our modern science, In one way, they seem to be making progress. But the end result is they are so much harassed by all the problems that are coming due to their progress. So we have to ask ourselves, what is the progress have we made? Practically nothing. So let us read the next one, text 18. Shaila Droni Bir Akridam. Repeat, please repeat. Pooja,
Yes, Prabhuji.
please repeat.
Shailadronibhirakridam
Sarvar Tushu Gunan Drumaha
Sarvartushu Gunam Drumaha
Dadara Loka Palanam
Dadhar Lokpalanam
Eka Eva Pritak Gunan.
Ek Eva Prithak Gunam.
Read the translation, please.
Sure, Prabhuji. The valleys between the mountains become field of pleasure for Hiranyakashipu, by whose influence all the trees and plants produces fruits and flowers profusely in all seasons. The qualities of pouring water, drying and burning, which are all qualities of the three departmental heads of the universe, namely Indra, Vayu, and Agni, were all directed by Hiranyakashipu alone without assistance from the demigods.
Purport. It is said in the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Tejo Vari Mridam Yata Vinimaya. This material world is conducted by fire, water, and earth, which combine and take shape. Here it is mentioned that the three modes of nature, Pratak Gunan, act under the direction of different demigods. For example, King Indra is in charge of the pouring water. The demigods Vayu control the air and dries up the water, whereas the demigod controlling fire burns everything. Hiranyakashipu, however, by dint of his austere performances of mystic yoga, became so powerful that he alone took charge of everything without assistance from the devil. Nowadays also, we are doing so many things in the modern society, especially Israel. They had cloud seeding, and that happened recently also in Arabian countries because they take technology, these countries. So they have a cloud which has no rain, but when they go by the plane and they sprinkle sulfur dioxide or something like that, some sort of salty things.
नहीं वो तो हो गया समझो सब हो ही जाएगा कुछ ना कुछ तो
हाँ कौन है भाई?
उसका लास्ट टेक्स्ट मेरे को ये है कि प्रभु जी
Sagrasika
आप आ जाओ
Mataji,
मैं
your
देखता
phone
हूँ
is unmute, so please mute. Mute.
तो आप
So
हाँ मैं आप भावेश से बात जो भी कर रहे हैं क्योंकि मंगलवार को
Hare Krishna, Puja
Hare
Mataji, you
Krishna, Shamrasika Mataji, please mute your phone.
Puja Mataji, Hare
मुझे
Krishna.
बताओ
Hare Krishna.
Puja Mataji, you can mute. You're the host.
No, no, Mataji, I'm not host. That's why.
Oh, you're not host?
Yeah,
Acha.
Prabhuji is host and he's on meeting, Zoom meeting, I think.
Yeah, I'm just texting.
Yeah. Sorry, Prabhuji. Sorry.
well, this is material world, you know. We have invented so many things that are creating a lot of disturbance.
तिथे ते लाईव्ह स्ट्रीम झालंय पण रेकॉर्ड लिंक टाईप कॉपी करू शकता तुम्ही करू शकता का तिला ती म्हटली करा आणि पाठवा.
So we can see the seeding. We are talking about seeding, and they created rains, and suddenly Arabia had so much rains which they never had for 50 years or 60 years, and the whole city became flooded. So we are creating so-called, we are creating so many facilities, but in turn they produce a lot of reactions. Somebody is putting can you put on the phone, put off the phone please? Yes. So you can see they are doing many things, seemingly making progress, 10 steps forward, but the end result is 20 steps backward. So they have more problems to deal with than people who were living 50 or 100 years ago. So many problems. So this is like Hiranyakashipu mentality. He thinks he doesn't need demigods. He will get whatever he wants by his own power of austerities. This is what happens when you get material education, PhD in this and PhD in that, and scientists, and you generally tend to become very proud. And when you become proud, you will commit offenses. And when you commit offenses, you lose all the gifts of prosperity and everything. Your children become crazy, or they become wild, or divorces. Man is running away with another man's wife, or wife is running away with another man. So this sort of problems will come due to increasing of material wealth. But if we get sufficient wealth to serve Krishna, that should be good enough for our maintenance. Too much wealth is too much of a problem to keep together. So Hiranyakashipu was a typical example. He thought he doesn't need any help of the demigods. And the net result is he keeps on committing offenses, one after another, one after another, one after. Up to this point, if there are any questions or comments, please ask. Geeta, Surinder Bhandari, any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
I just wanted to ask you that is multitasking, I had read somewhere that is not a very good idea. Is that spiritually? Is that right?
Correct. You should not be too much multitasking. You should just make your life simple enough that you have enough time for Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Not that you are involved with other people's families and their needs and this and that. And you are always on the phone, sending messages, this, that. You have no time for chanting and hearing and doing arati. This is spiritual life. But if you too much do multitasking, unless it is very, very essential, one should try to avoid multitasking, especially nowadays because of the phone. They keep on sending messages here and there, trying to do multitasking. And this is not a good idea. It will disturb our chanting, remembering, cooking for Krishna, making garlands for Krishna, making dresses for Krishna. All these things will be all forgotten.
Thank you,
Did I answer
Prabhuji.
you?
Yes, very well. Thank you.
Okay.
No,
Surinder
no
Bhandari.
question, no question, Prabhuji. This is Surinder Bhandari.
Okay. Rupini, Padma, Devi, Dasi.
Hare Krishna,
Rupi-
Prabhuji. Pranam to you.
Yeah.
Shri
Yeah.
Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Sorry for the situation of phone being unmuted. Prabhuji, there are several people, who we see are only centered around the family, right? Like even brothers and sisters, we see that their only concern is their children. They are not concerned, they are not beyond that jurisdiction of the family. So they are almost like, we can consider them like Hiranyakashipu.
Not
They have no
necessarily.
concern.
They're just in ignorance, or they are attached to their family due to ignorance, and they don't see the, shreyas and prayas. They don't see the long-term benefit of pursuing spiritual life. They see the short-term benefits of the children coming first in the class, so they become very proud of the children, this and that. So you have to, the sadhus have to go to such people's homes and cultivate them and develop this little interest in spiritual activities. If the sadhus don't go, nobody does anything. Narada Muni travels all over the universe meeting people, so cultivating so many great devotees, makes them into great devotees. But if you don't do that endeavor, take that endeavor to visit people, sometimes, small time talk can end up with some good realizations about life, what we are in. And take some time to read with them. So you may be, it is natural for somebody to be just centered around his family. Because after all, family is the main thing in the material world. Everybody has a family, cats, dogs, birds, bees, everybody has a family. So if humans have families, that is normal. But now we have to cultivate them to see the family in relationship to Krishna. Today, I was listening to one of the lectures of Prabhupada. It makes it very clear. Everything you see must be centered, must have some connection to Krishna. And that takes a little time for everybody to come to that point. And once you start seeing things in relation to Krishna, it's like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, one who sees me in everybody and everybody in me, then he is never lost to me, nor am I ever lost to him. So, but that takes a little time. You have to cultivate, those who are advanced by their mercy, go to their homes, talk to them, because life is also tough for many people. They have no time for spiritual life per se, in general. We are fortunate we are reading Bhagavatam, but how many people in your area read Bhagavatam in the morning? Even the devotees may not have time. This is quite normal. But you have to take the trouble to cultivate such people gradually, not force them. Neither
So,
we should
Prabhuji,
become
also
proud.
in
Huh?
connection is to this question only, like is it easier to teach people who are in who are following regulative principles, or there is no such category like that? I mean, if a person is eating meat and other things, and there's another person who's not eating,
Yes.
who are in a sattvic mode, or there's no such category like that?
Yeah, sattvic mode they can be, but if they don't offer the food to Krishna, they're contaminated by the mode of goodness. So until that comes to the point of cooking for Krishna and offering to Krishna as a sacrifice, as a yajna, by doing a little kirtan and things like that, then it is wonderful. But sometimes people eat meat and then afterwards they start eating vegetarian food, and then finally when they get the association of devotees, then they start offering the food to Krishna. Then it becomes a different experience. Any other questions? Pooja, you have any questions?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Does Pooja ask questions?
No, Prabhuji, thank you.
How's your husband doing? Everybody's doing okay? And
Yeah, doing well, Prabhuji.
very good.
Hari bol.
Shyam Rasika, any questions?
No, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Rita Vora, do you have any questions? Okay. Text 20. Evam Aishwarya Mattasya. Pooja, you can read after me. Repeat after me.
Aishwarya Mattasya
Driptas Jochastra Vartina
Druptasyochhastravartinaha
Kalo Mahan Jatijaja
Kalo Mahan
Kalo Mahana
Vrittijat
Vidyaya
Brahma Sapam Upeyusaha.
Brahma Shapa Mupeyusha.
Please read the translation.
Hare Krishna. Translation by Shradha Prabhupada ki jai. Hiranyakashipu thus passed a long time being very much proud of his opulences and transgressing the laws and regulations mentioned in the authoritative Shastras. He was therefore subjected to a curse by the four Kumaras, who were great Brahmanas. Hare Krishna.
Read the purport.
There have been many instances in which demons, after achieving material opulences, have become extremely proud, so much so that they have transgressed the laws and regulations given in the authoritative Shastras. Hiranyakashipu acted in this way, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 16.23. Yah shastravidhim ushriya vratate kamakarataha nasa siddham avaponti na sukham na param gatim. He who discards spiritual injections and acts according to his own whims and attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. The word Shastra refers to that which controls our activities. We cannot violate or transgress the laws and regulations, few principles mentioned in the Shastras. Bhagavad Gita repeatedly confirms this. Tamasa
No,
chastra.
Tasmach.
Tasmach Shastram Paramanam Te Karaya Kraye Vyavastitau Jinatva Shastra
Jnatva. Jnatva. Jnatva.
Jnatva Shastra Vidhano Kam Tam Karma Kartum Iharahasi. One should understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated. Bhagavad Gita 16.24. One should act according to the direction of the Shastras, but the material energy is so powerful that as soon as one becomes materially opulent, he becomes to transgress the Shastric laws. As soon as one transgresses the laws of Shastras, he immediately enters upon the path of destruction. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So you have seen that again and again. When people have too much money, then the tendency is to just party around and drink and have sex life with men and women, everything. Or they become gays or lesbians or who knows what. This tendency is very strong when you have too much material value. For a poor man, there is no extra money to do all sort of nonsense things. And generally, such a person also, because of his poor condition, he will approach God. Krishna says, Chaturvida bhajante mam. Huh? 4 types of pious souls will come to him. So if somebody is poor but is pious, he'll pray to God, please give me this, please give me that. Even though it is not the best thing to do, but it is still better than those who don't go to Krishna at all. They generally commit sinful activities because their activities are not controlled by Shastra. Shastra means like Astra. Astra is also a weapon that controls the enemies. Similarly, Shastra is also the law book of the whole universe on the macro level. Just like in India, we have an Indian constitution. Similarly, in America, they have American constitution. So even if you're driving the car, you have to follow the constitution of that country. I remember once I did not know much about the rules. I was driving a little faster, and in the school district in Dallas, where it was supposed to be 15 kilometers per hour, 15 miles per hour, I ended up going 45. And immediately the policeman came behind me and he said, give me your license. And then he gave me a ticket of $200. And I had no money at all. Wow, I did not know what to do. And somehow our devotee friends knew some ways to. There is one course in all the driver's license issuing authorities conduct that, called defensive driver's course. If you attend this course, first of all, they take the ticket which you got at $200. They will remove the ticket from your records. It will not appear anymore. And it is a 2 days course, and you appear. It's very interesting course. You learn a lot of things which I never learned before. And then they will also give you a special discount on your insurance, car insurance policy, about 15 to 20% or 30% insurance policy discount. So there are some benefits are there. If you follow the constitution of any country, there are some benefits. Similarly, Shastras are a little bit much more, their influence is all over the universe. Narada Muni and all these great personalities, they follow Shastras. So Shastras must be followed. And we have to have knowledge of the Shastras. That's why Prabhupada started this Hare Krishna movement, where there are so many scriptures, yes, put it into written form. Bhagvatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Upanishad, Ishopanishad, nectar of devotion, nectar of destruction, all these things. What are they for? To make our spiritual life easier. And if we don't do this, we don't know this, then we will commit what is called Namaprad, Dhammaprad, Sevaprad, and Nama Aparad, Dhama Aparad, Vaishnava Aparad. All these offenses will come due to ignorance. And Kanishta Adhikari is definitely not well versed in Shastra. He commits all the time this offenses, and he again and again he suffers. He has no taste for chanting. Until one comes to the platform of Madhyam Adhikari, where he is chanting not Namaparad but Namabhas. He is free from the influence of the three modes, and he has the ability to see who is more advanced than him. And he tries every opportunity to seek association of such advanced devotees and serve them and hear from them. This is very important. If you don't know the Shastra, then you are bound to make offenses. Bound to make offenses. And the offenses will create a lot of material desires. Then you are wondering why I'm here in the movement for 20 years and I'm still problem. Because you don't have any idea of Shastras. You commit too much aparadhas. One has to be very careful. If you want to avoid aparadh, then one must know the Shastras.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, this is Geeta. Sorry to ask you in the middle, but is there any, course like that, like for Bhagvatam or Bhagavad Gita, where one can go for 1 or 2, 3 months and do it? Because one has started very late in life. Every day.
No problem. There is in Vrindavan, Mayapur, and in some centers in America also, they are starting Bhakti Shastri program, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta. So sometimes some courses are 3 months course, or sometimes they take one book, say Vishopanishad, and they do it for 1 month. So you have to be in touch with the temples and Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education or Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education, Mayapur Institute of Higher Education, one of the 2 institutes, you can take courses there.
Yes, Mataji, I have information. I will give it to you. And Chaupati temple also have. They also have very nice Bhakti Shastri course.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Many people have courses.
Yes. Thank you for asking, Mataji. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any other questions, comments? So we'll stop it here at this point, because I'm also feeling too tired today. But we'll sing a little bhajan, okay?
Yeah, I have a quick question, another one, Swamiji, Prabhuji.
Yes,
that you
please.
said this is a global constitution, like Shastras.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I'm curious about Christianity and all. I mean, how many commonalities do they have? Do they offer every meal to their Lord? I mean,
they're supposed to do that. That is called blessings. There is a process. They have also a process, but they don't do anymore. They do it very short form of something they themselves, they think they will bless the food. They'll keep their 2 hands on top of the plate of food, and whatever they are eating, meat, fish, eggs, intoxication, they'll just offer it. And they have their own funny idea of God also. People, the neophyte stage, one doesn't follow the principles properly. So most of the time he doesn't know. But normally, yes, please.
But I'm sure if they're common man, Christians may not be doing, but in the church and all, and where they are following everything, they must be doing it, Prabhuji.
Yes,
if it is in their book, their Bible.
Yeah, they follow. They give at the time when the church proceedings are over. I myself attended one of the church proceedings, and they have like a small bread-like thing. It's like a thin wafer. It's made with wheat or something like that. Oblate, they call it. And then they give a little sip of the wine they offer to God. So they put that little bread on your tongue and then sip it a little bit. Sometimes they don't offer wine, they may offer fruit juice.
So they're offering alcohol, which one knew about, but every meal they offer, like what they've cooked, I mean, they should offer, right? Like we do.
No, not necessarily exactly like what we do. How we cook and take the trouble to do something nice, but they don't do anything like that. Unless they have somebody as a birthday or something, they may bake a cake or something, but the cake will invariably have eggs, because their standards are different, because they don't really follow the Bible. Thou shalt not kill. They don't follow the first commandment itself. Unfortunate, but that's the way it is.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Jai. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Bolo, everybody.
Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Ram
Madhava
Kunja
Bihari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha
Bihari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Braja Naranjana.
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Braja
Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava
Kunja
Bihari.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
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 Rama, Hare Hare.
Sai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya
Prabhupada,
Jaya
Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva. Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva.
Jaya
Jaya
Gurudeva,
Jaya
Gurudeva,
Jaya
Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva.
Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur. Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur.
Jaya
Jaya
Jaya Gaur.
Jaya
Jaya Gaur.
Jaya Radha Raman Jaya Radha Raman. Radha Raman Jaya Radha.
Jaya Radha Rama, Jaya
Radha
Radhe Radhe,
Radha
Jaya Radhe Radhe.
Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
Hari
Srila Gurudev
Bol.
ki jai, Pandita Radha Mandir
Jai,
Raj ki jai, Granth Raj
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Sukadeva Goswami Prabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada
Jai.
Sanatana Prabhu ki jai ho. All glories
Jai.
are sung with the word Hare Krishna. All glories are sung
Hare
with the
Krishna.
Hare. All glories are sung
His
with the
Grace
Hare.
Ram Shraddha Prabhuji ki jai.
Jai
Anant Koti
Jai
Vaishnav jai, Vanchakalpataru
Jai.
Sarvapas.
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Good
Hari
day,
Hari.
Shri Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Jai ho.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Jai ho.